Yeah, so the lab works on epigenetic inheritance. So this is the transmission of information from one generation to the next without an underlying change in the DNA sequence. And an example of this is that the paternal diet in mammals can actually influence the metabolism of offspring. And so this has been shown in multiple mammalian species, and there's also some evidence for it happening in humans. And so the headline behind this are typically something like, you are what your father eats. And we found that this actually happens through the diet manipulating levels of small RNAs in sperm, and that these RNAs can then influence the phenotype of offspring. And so we're interested in RNAs in sperm and how they're able to actually act as epigenetic carriers of information to modulate offspring phenotype. My grandfather is actually was a high school biology teacher, and so from the time I can remember, he would actually come over to the house and do labs with me. And so I remember him
Cool.
bringing over like a microscope and pond scum, and we would identify different species of protists. So I've always been attracted to biology, and it's always been my favorite subject. So this is our microinjection setup. It's just an inverted microscope with fluorescence. But what's really cool about it is we have the manipulator arms, which we can control with these joysticks. So it's almost like playing a video game. And what we can do with this is actually, with this side, we can have a needle that holds the egg. And with this side, we can have a needle that actually is either loaded with RNA, or we can actually pick up sperm with it to then fertilize that egg. Or in the case of the microinjections of RNAs, then we can go down and then actually deliver the injection. And how we deliver that is with this. This is called a femtojet, and this just delivers a precise volume of RNA. So we actually know the concentration and give or take some, the amount of molecules of RNA. The injections, we can actually deliver a physiologically relevant dose of RNA to then ask what's happening.